Hi, my precious little ones. Today, Gramma Bren is going to read the story from the Bible about David and Goliath. I want to be careful when I say the word story that you don't think it's make-believe, because all the so-called stories from the Bible are true stories. So let me read to you about the true story of David and Goliath. This was adapted by Maxine Nodell and illustrated by Norman Nodell. In the valley of Elah, two great armies faced each other, that of the Philistines and that of the Israelites, led by King Saul. For many years and through many battles, each side stood neither able to claim the great victory that would end their conflict. The Philistines were idol worshippers and bowed to many gods, but the Israelites prayed only to their Lord, whom they knew was the one true God. The Israelites wanted the Philistines out of their land so that they could worship God in their own way. One day there was a great stirring in the Philistine camp. The Israelites watched in amazement. A giant warrior, 10 feet tall, clad in bronze armor and carrying an enormous spear, broke from the Philistine ranks and strode toward the Israelites. "I am Goliath," he thundered across the valley. "Let one of you come and fight me, if he dares. Then this war will be decided by single combat." For two champions to fight instead of thousands of men would save many lives, the Israelites knew. But where would they find any one man who could stand up to the giant? In the Israelite army there were 3 brothers. Their aged father Jesse sent the youngest brother David to bring them food. Young David was in camp one morning when Goliath issued his challenge. "Who is this Philistine who dares defy the army of God?" the boy David asked. "I will fight him." But the grown men of the camp, even David's brothers, scoffed at him. But David persisted until his words reached King Saul himself. "You are only a boy," said the king. "We cannot let a boy go against a giant." But David insisted. "When I watch over my father's sheep, I rescue the lambs from any wild beast that carries them off. I know that God will give me the strength to defeat the Philistine too." At last the king gave in. He offered David his own armor and weapon to use against Goliath. But the boy found the king's armor too large and heavy. "I will fight with my own weapons in my own way," he declared. He took a slingshot, a stick, and his shepherd's bag. As David approached the valley, he stopped at a dried-out riverbed. Stooping down, he picked up 5 smooth stones and put them in his bag. Then he went forth to face Goliath. The giant shook with laughter when he saw David. "Is Israel so short of men that they send a boy to fight me?" Goliath mocked. He walked towards David, still mocking and insulting him, as he prepared to kill the boy. David reached into his bag. He drew out one of his stones. As Goliath got closer, David raised his slingshot. The stone hit Goliath in the forehead, and the giant tumbled forward on the ground. David bent down quickly, and with Goliath's own sword, he cut off the giant's head and brought it to King Saul. The people loved David, and Saul grew jealous of David's popularity. David loved Saul, even though they eventually fought and became enemies. But David was God's chosen and became king of Israel. David was one of the greatest kings to ever rule anywhere in the world. He was not only a warrior, but a poet who wrote many of the beautiful Psalms in the Bible. David was also a mighty builder. He made Jerusalem his capital city and brought it much splendor. People called Jerusalem the city of peace. the city of David. Thank you again, little ones, for reading David and Goliath with me. And remember that when God is on your side, nobody's a giant. They may look fierce, they may look like a bully, but with God on your side, you can stand up to anyone. I love you. Have a great rest of your day. God bless.